Hello. Hello, everyone. It's my first time doing a Facebook Live from my page. Y'all let me know if y'all like it, if it's working. Well, I guess I should start by introducing myself. My name is Monae Everett. I am blessed to be a hairstylist. I've worked in the beauty industry for almost 20 years, and I absolutely love working in the beauty industry. My main focus is hairstyling. I have, like I said, I've been a hairstylist for over 17 years. I am now New York based. I was born in New York, raised in the DC area, and moved back to New York 7 years ago to fully pursue my dream, which is to work with celebrities and brands. And so I do things like styling celebrities for red carpets and working with magazines. You may have seen my work in some consumer magazines like Hype Hair or Sophisticate's Black Hair, who just gave me like a 4-page spread this month, so shout out to y'all. Thank you. Harpers BAZAAR, Instyle, those are consumer magazines, or maybe you've seen my work on Beauty Industry Report, or on the blogs like Madame Noir, Gossip, Yahoo, which is a news source, so more than a blog, but major shout out to all of them. I have had the absolute pleasure of styling tons of different celebs. Today alone, I worked with Jada Pinkett, yes, Miss Jada Pinkect-smith, actress, singer, band runner, and wife to Will Smith, Miss Jada Pinkett-smith. She and her mother, Adrian, are promoting Red Table Talk, which is their talk show that comes on Facebook. So I'm just going to warn y'all as we talk, I like to sip tea. So hopefully you're good with that. When you sign on, tell me that you're here, give me your name, tell me where you're signing in from. I'm going to talk a little bit more while we wait for people to come into the chat. So this is going to be super informal. I'm going to continue to tell you a little bit more about myself, and then we're going to do a question and answer. The main focus is going to be how to promote yourself in the beauty industry. I have an upcoming class called So You Want to Be an Editorial Hairstylist, and I'm using editorial as a catch-all for people who want to work with celebrities, who want to do magazines, get into film and TV. And I know a lot of my stylists in the salons have interest in that, but they don't know where to turn. Or maybe they're wondering, why should they even do anything like do editorial work? Hey, Jaleesa. Jaleesa is an amazing makeup artist. She does tons of editorial work. We've worked together on quite a few shoots, so she is a wonderful person to follow. But going back to So You Want to Be an Editorial Hairstylist. So like I said, I'm using editorial as a catch-all for if you want to work with celebrities, you want to do magazines, you want to do anything outside of being in the salon. Jaleesa. So it's very beneficial for even people in the salon to do editorial work, because you want to have things to promote your salon. You want to have amazing images of your work to post throughout the salon. I overheard a very well-respected hairstylist say that the first time she was featured in Essence magazine, which I've had the pleasure of working with numerous times, the first time she was featured in Essence magazine, her salon was booked up for 6 months. So I would love the opportunity to work with different stylists and salon owners to show them the importance of photo shoots. I understand that a lot of people are in salons and their main focus is to bring in more clientele, but it's not very different for those of us who work on sets. We're trying to bring in clientele as well. So we do a lot of different things to promote ourselves. It's 2018 and everybody focuses on social media. So social media is important. So shout out to my Instagram and my YouTube at Monae Artistry. Hey, Allison, how you doing? She is an amazing makeup artist as well. Allison is New Orleans based. Jaleesa is New York based, along with myself. All these news in the house. Okay, new people. So if you're in a salon, it would be beneficial for you to do salons for you to do your own photo shoots, because you want to be able to show your clients your work. You want the world to know what you can do. So getting published in magazines is a great way to get the world watching you. It's a great way to reach out to the community and let the community know that you're there and what you can offer. So there are tons of different ways to promote yourself in the beauty industry. Since I'm going off the top of my head right here, I'll throw out some websites and stuff that you could try for maybe setting up your first shoot. We all know Old School Model Mayhem and Old School Craigslist, but there's other websites like models.com. Now people use Instagram and Facebook, to promote your work. Why not? It's a great way to find people. So I have some notes on things I want to discuss. So if you guys see me looking away, that's why I'm looking away. How's everybody's evening going today? Allison, what'd you have for dinner? Jaleesa, what'd you have for dinner? I have a feeling we might have a little delay on here, and that's okay. That's okay. Hey, Kevin, how you doing? So good to see you on here. Today we're talking about how to promote yourself in the beauty industry. So you have social media. The most important way is Taco Tuesday. Hey, let me sip some tea to that. You didn't have dinner yet, Jaleesa? See, us New Yorkers, funny acting people, we eat all late. Okay. So what was I about to say? So we talked about promoting yourself on social media. To me, the most important way to promote yourself is through networking. Now, people talk a lot about social media and they think that they're networking through social media, and that's not necessarily the case. A lot of times through social media, people kind of just scroll past you and keep going. When I moved to New York 7 years ago, I moved to New York the first day of 2012, literally January 1st. So if anybody's looking to make a big move, let me tell you, save some money, move in the winter. Trust me, nobody wants to move in the winter. But networking is super important. Not necessarily let me go to a networking event and stand around, but more along the lines of maybe assisting as a form of networking, because people can see you on set. They get an idea. If you're there assisting the main hairstylist, they know you're a hairstylist. They at least know someone to call. You want to network with the other assistants on set. If you're assisting, you don't want to go up to like the key photographer, the key makeup artist, the key wardrobe stylist. Assistants network with assistants. Another way to network, in recent years, I have noticed this far more, network through classes. A lot of times I take classes. I probably take a minimum of 10 classes a year. And sometimes I go because on occasion it's something I really do want to learn. But a lot of times I'll go to classes because I want one-on-one time with that educator. Major key alert. Also, if you're trying to do something a little bit different, you want to come out of that salon or you want to work on higher level work, a lot of times someone's not going to bring you in unless they've already been around you. So it's a catch-22. And a lot of times you will end up spending some money to get their attention. Yes, can I get some more hearts? Can I get some more thumbs up? That way people will know to come. Also, can you share this? Because I'm doing this from my page instead of my personal profile. So I'm sure less people are getting the alert, but share it, share it, share it. Hey, Lim, thank you so much for joining. So, the importance of networking is so people think the importance of networking is so you can know people, but no, the importance of networking is so that people know you. Also, if you're able to jump on a bus, jump on a plane, jump on a train, and go meet people in another city. The important part about doing that is, let's say, for example, okay, I live in New York, but I started my career in DC. So I used to go from DC to New York. Quite often, I would assist people. I would work for free. I would do a lot of different things. Hey, Lisa, thank you so much. I would do a lot of different things to get my face out there. And what would happen was the New Yorkers would say, artists, whenever they needed somebody in DC, they would say, oh, send your person to Monae in DC. So if you're networking, hey, Keela, how you doing? If you're networking with people in another city, You can become the go-to person for when they have events in that city. Get it? So for example, I go to LA fairly often. When I'm in LA, I make sure to reiterate to everybody over and over and over again. Yes. Hi, my name is Monae Everett. I'm a celebrity and entertainment hairstylist, and I'm New York based. So if ever you have clients in New York, please feel free to reach out to me. I style all hair textures. You know, I always kick them in the head with that because they're not used to hearing that. If you can grow it, sew it, buy it, or rope it, Monae can style that hair. So being excellent at your job, of course, is a great way for networking. Hey, Zariel, man, all the big hitters are coming out on my broadcast today. Thank you so much. Zariel, like myself, is an amazing hair and makeup artist. There are not a lot of us that can do both very well. So shout out to you. So guys, do me a favor, hit those hearts and share this so other people know that I'm here spilling the goods about, hey girl, New York base, hey. So hit those hearts like the lights, the likes, and the hearts. That way people know that I'm here spilling business. See, Jaleesa's got it. Thank you, Jaleesa. I see you, boo. Share the post so people can come on over and check me out. So let's go back to networking. Networking, you want people to know who you are. You want people to think of you as the super dependable artist, whether you're assisting or you're a main artist. You want them to know that you're dependable. Most of us hairstylists and makeup artists struggle with time. Hey, LaRonda, nice to see you. Most of us struggle with time. So since we have such a hard time being on time, what's the saying? If you can't be on time, be early. People pay attention to that. I've come to realize. So if a production manager is hiring a hairstylist or a makeup artist, they may not be the best judge of if that person does great hair or great makeup, but they damn sure know how to read a watch to tell if you were on time. You get what I'm saying? Get what I'm saying? Y'all get me? So networking is super important. Just be aware that people are paying attention to things when you are networking. So now I'm talking about networking on set. I'm talking about the people that you've spoken to. I'm talking mainly about the people looking at you, because more people are looking at you than you realize. Just like when you're at work or you're on a set, you're looking around, you're taking everybody in, you're forming an opinion of them. You want everyone that looks at you to form a positive opinion of you and want to work with you again. Make sure that you keep a super clean station. If they can't judge your hair and your makeup because they just simply may not have that skill, but they may be the hiring person. Hey, Pamela, how you doing? Thanks for joining. If they are not able to judge your hair or makeup skills, what they can judge is your cleanliness. How clean is your kit? Your organization, how organized is it? How organized are you in general? Were you on time? Are you easy to work with, easy to talk to? Do you speak to people with kindness and respect? Are you polite? These are the things that people are going to judge you on. And yes, that is a part of networking. So let's say you decide to go to this networking event. It's a whole bunch of artists there, a whole bunch of hiring people, a whole bunch of people from the brand, especially for you guys in the salon. You're meeting people. They're going to pay attention to, are you kind to the waiter? Are you rushing and pushing people through? How are you behaving in a setting? Because a lot of people will help you and do want to see you succeed, but they don't want to do it with the possibility of hurt them. They don't want to do it with the possibility of hurting themselves. For example, if I bring you in as an assistant and you're getting smart with people, you're being problematic, it's going to reflect poorly on me. You know what? Let's tell a story. I'm going to tell a story of the worst assistant I ever had. Hey, Aisha, how you doing? So I was hired to do my first ad campaign. And when I tell you your girl was happy about it, I mean, I could not believe it. Yes, tea. I'm going to be careful about how much tea I'm going to spill, though. I'm going to be careful. When I tell you I was excited about this job, I could not believe this major brand that if I said their name, you would know, was hiring me to come and do this ad campaign. So I put up an ad. I was looking for an assistant because I certainly was not at the place where I had constant assistants that I could call on. She was very happy to come. This job required a flight, but it was a fairly affordable flight. And I said, you know what, you're so kind that you're going to pay for your own flight because it wasn't in the budget. But where we were going did not have a large amount of stylists. And this was for textured hair. And the few that I talked to were like, I'm scared to death of textured hair. So I had to bring someone in. So she paid for her flight. The pay that she was going to get would cover it. And I said, well, since you're paying for your flight, I want to be accommodating. Please stay in my room. I have never had a lead stylist tell me I can stay in the room with them. But, you know, I wanted to be nice. She got there before me, messed over the room, wouldn't come and open the door for me when I got there, didn't want to help me carry anything. I'm skipping a lot of tea that I want to share. So now it's time for us to leave. No, she decides to go get something to eat, comes back late. So we have a time we're supposed to leave to go meet the people at the shoot. She's late. When she comes back late and didn't answer her phone while she was gone, I wasn't exactly sure what to do, but she's walking in the door late. Okay, so I'm thinking, okay, well, we can leave. No, I need to go upstairs and put my stuff down. Don't rush me. I had to walk that far to get the food. It was a long line. What'd you expect me to do? So at this point, I can tell this is not going to go so well. So she's not leaving a good impression. And at this point, I don't really know what to do. We go to the salon to do some preps, and I have definitely been told I look very young. So when we got there, the owner of the salon, because we were prepping the models there, kept going to my assistant. Took her probably 4 or 5 times before she corrected the owner to let her know I was the lead. The owner was very taken aback. So we needed to put some semi-permanent color on the model's hair and a deep conditioner. The model had dandruff. So this is where your salon training is going to come in. So salon stylist, I'm speaking to you too. So this is soon to be an onset experience that started in a salon. So I'm thinking, how bad can this go? I asked her to shampoo the model, and she's over there a really long time. The model apparently has dandruff, which can be tougher to work with, especially if you're doing a shoot. But she was scratching the model's scalp until I went over there when I heard the model screaming. Did y'all hear me? Screaming. I go over there to see, well, what on earth can be wrong? And I see that it's dandruff throughout the hair. So I'm thinking, and I said, well, did you use your nails? Nope. But this model was screaming. But that could be a fungal infection. That could be a lot of things. I said, okay, well, it's multiple models. Let me take over from here. I go to apply the semi-permanent, and tears are coming down the model's eyes. What the hell was happening? I said, are you okay? She said she scratched up my scalp so bad I can barely sit there. I opened her hair wider in another way. Big red blotches. So now we're on a time constraint. I have to redo it all again. The model is in physical pain. She has patches on her scalp. Let's be clear, I do think the model must have had some type of disorder before coming in, but my hairstylist in the salon, this is stuff that we see all the time. So you have to have your fundamental foundation before going to the next level. The next day at the shoot, as I'm pointing out, I'm skipping a lot of stuff. The next day at the shoot, she didn't bring the curling irons I told her to bring. She had mad attitude all day. When I asked her to go on set to touch up a girl while I was doing the other one, She refused and told me clearly, you're not going to like anything I do anyway. She was not open to advice and suggestion. When you're working someone else's job, you have to do things the way they want you to do them. I've assisted plenty of people that I did not agree with their way of doing things, but majority of time I learned something. It was not my original thought to do it their way, but I learned from watching their way. Apparently we were not up for that. So these are some things I'm going to cover, and so you want to be an editorial hairstylist. I'm going to cover onset etiquette. When I finally had to pull her to the side and say to her, look, I really need you to do X, Y, and Z while I'm doing this. By this time, I'm getting dirty looks from production. We're holding them up. Do you know she told me she refused to walk on the set, walked in to the first person she saw, handed them the code and said, go fix her hair? And that happened to be the hiring producer. Like, of all people she could have chose. All people. I was so embarrassed, I didn't know what to do. It was brought up later. She was requested to not come back. And I haven't done an ad for that company before. I mean, again, who knows? Why? So I gave you guys the tea spilling time to let you know your behavior affects more than just you. I've been on the assistant end and I've assisted mean, abusive stylists, but I have stayed upbeat and kind. Did it hurt my feelings? Yeah. And I've been called for more jobs because people could see like this stylist is crazy. Y'all can jump in with any questions at any time if you have any. The fact that I have a real teacup. Yes, but do you see how big my teacup is? Everybody jokes about me. I love big teacups, right? I had a teacup that was literally bigger than my head and I loved it, but I broke it. Okay, so other ways to promote yourself. Being featured in magazines is an incredible way to promote yourself. So, hey, Amy, thank you so much for joining. We're talking about how to promote yourself in the beauty industry as well as my upcoming class, So You Want to Be an Editorial Hairstylist. By editorial, I mean working in magazines, features in magazines. Yes, it's crazy, LaRonda. Working with celebrities and stuff like that. Another way to promote yourself that especially in salon stylists may like is getting featured in magazines. So when we talk about editorial, it can mean a lot of different things. It actually just means a story. So sometimes you can have a photo story, which is a lot of times what I do, which is advertising clothes or wardrobe or a beauty product. But you can also have a written editorial where they're discussing different things. Being cited in those articles gives you so much coverage. Tippy Shooter talked about when she was first featured in Essence, her salon was booked up for 6 months. Yahoo taps me often. Essence taps me. Instyle. These are major shout outs. So what did I just recently get tapped for? An editor has been following my work and she asked me my opinion on scalp exfoliators. That's major. So I gave my opinion on scalp exfoliators and she quoted me and linked back to both my website and my Instagram. So that's promo. So if someone's looking for a hairstylist in New York or they Google me, that's going to help my Google page ranking that she did that. Other things I've been quoted for, how to make your braided style look amazing. They found my book, Stunning Braids. So I gave my quotes on different foundations to use to make your braided style stand out or to make your hair not look so elementary. Hey, Amber Lee Price, thanks for joining. So that's another way to promote yourself as a hairstylist. How many of you in here actually style hair? Amberly, your hair looks pretty in the promo. It looks like you probably do. Okay, going through my notes. Yes, give me some likes, give me some hearts. Share this event with folks you know. Okay, so something else I want to cover in this live is, hold on, is my eyebrow right? Yes, for the hearts. Hey, boo. Yes, I'm a cosmetologist. I want to get real close to see your picture. See, that red was popping. I was like, what you got, girl? I think there might be a slight delay, so please jump in here with any questions that you guys may have about working in the beauty industry. I may switch the subject in a second. So most of us that got into hair because we like to make people look good and or feel good. So wouldn't it be nice for the world to know what amazing work you are able to do? Amy's more of a barber, but you do miss styling hair. So barbering is popping right now. Quite often I'm asked, can I barber, what I know about barbering and things of that nature. And barbers are starting to get really creative. Men's hair is like all the rage. So in my class, so you want to be an editorial hairstylist, I'm going to teach you how to set up your own photo shoot, everything from how to find inspiration, how to storyboard it, where to look for other professionals to help you with the shoot, how to choose the hairstyle, how to change it up, a lot of different things. So LaRonda, you've been styling for over 30 years. You're feeling stuck. So are you doing photo shoots? Are you doing fashion shows? Have you created a relationship with local media where they can reach out to you for quotes on different hairstyles, hair trends? The beauty industry is so vast. That's probably the main reason I fell in love with it. I didn't even know about the ability to do celebs and red carpets and stuff like that. You're excited for the class? Hey, Brandy, I'm happy you're excited. I'm excited as well. So LaRonda, if you need to create, I hope to see you in my class. So you want to be an editorial hairstylist, you can find it at themonalife.com, and I will help you get out of your creative rut. I even talk about quick style changes during a photo shoot. If you do a photo shoot, you want to get multiple looks out of it to make the day worth it, but you only have X amount of time. I recently did a photo shoot with Iris magazine for Dominique Fishback. She's one of the stars of the new movie, The Hate U Give. I haven't seen it, but I know she plays the best friend. We did 6 natural hairstyles in 5 hours, 8 outfit changes. You know, before I was able to really push my creativity, I would have never thought I could do 6 natural hair changes in 5 hours. Never would have crossed my mind. But now that I understand the basics of hair and hair building, oh my goodness, you can't tell me what I can't do. Now that I really understand that hair is just hair, and that's one of the biggest things that I teach. It does not matter your hair texture. There's only 4 hair textures in the world: straight, wavy, curly, and coily or natural. There's only 4. And they're all interchangeable. You can follow the same principles while working with them. I teach about how to collaborate in a professional environment. Yes. Thank you, Jaleesa. Jaleesa, like I said, is an amazing makeup artist. So we've been on shoots plenty of times where we had to decide, how can we work together, you know? And this shoot, is it going to be all about the makeup or all about the hair? You understand what I'm saying? So you can't have something where everything's fighting. You can't do a spread on clothes and have out of this world hair, out of this world makeup, out of this world clothes, and filters for the photographer over the clothes. Just doesn't work that way. But I feel like a lot of people are starting to understand the importance of working as a team, but they don't really get the etiquette. I've seen hairstylists go on set and decide they just want to try on the jacket real quick, not realizing that's like a $10,000 jacket that is literally put on the wardrobe stylist credit card. Yes, so true, Jaleesa. You are not always a star. You got to know when to pull back. Absolutely right, Amberly. Yet sometimes things can be too much. And what I tell people, especially newer stylists, is it just takes time to learn style. It really does. Meaning to learn what overall looks good, what is aesthetically pleasing overall. And I say that because a lot of us can style hair or apply makeup, but to make it look really good, to make it go with the whole image, like, I don't know if you're doing Cardi B with that big green fur coat she got on, that's nice. So that's going to have to be the star of the show. Her stylist put that editorial look together for her. Even if you have the most amazing green eyeshadow and the most amazing green feathers, I mean, you could put it on, it just, it's gonna look a little tacky. Unless tacky's your thing. Are y'all going for tacky? I mean, I don't even know, homie. So so you want to be an editorial hairstylist. It's going to be online classes that you can watch from the comfort of your own home on November 4th and 5th. You'll be able to replay the classes as often as you like. Also, I have a lot of top industry professionals in my bonus material letting you know how they go about choosing hairstylists and makeup artists to work with. Okay, let's talk about something else. Let's talk about working in unconventional circumstances. I forgot the young lady that said that she's looking to be more creative and do creative things. How many of you have ever worked on a photo shoot? Let me sip my tea while I get y'all answers. Any of you ever worked on a photo shoot? Or worked with, not even a celebrity, but somebody, great, Brandy, but maybe doing a house call. You know, in a salon, you get to work in a really nice, really controlled environment. Hey, Amberly, good. So keep those lights coming and share this with your friends because they want to know about So You Want to Be an Editorial Hairstylist. They want to know about the MonaeLife.com. They want to know they can follow me at Monae Artistry. Don't be stingy. Share. Okay. So when you do house calls or photo shoots or anything like that, a lot of times you have to work in unconventional places. I have done an ad with a major brand who had a built-in salon in their offices, but decided they were having a meeting next door to the built-in salon, and they said that the salon wasn't insulated enough for when I was blow drying. I was doing a blow dry bar for different editors to come in, so it was great they were able to meet me. So I got to set up in the bathroom. How many of y'all are asked to set up in the bathroom? I will never understand why people ask you to set up in the bathroom. How weird is that? Like, so, like, you're in there working and blowing out, and then they're like, hold on, somebody has to use it. Hold on. So what I have learned to do in those situations is use a lot of organizational skills and just learn to go with the flow. I've had to do hair almost in the dark for a fashion show. You got to make it work. Amberly, as have I. I'll tell you guys, I'll name drop on this one so you guys can understand it. So one of my first really big clients that I work with was Venus Williams. And I worked with her after I worked with her sister, Serena Williams. Shout out to my girl, Kim, who hooked me up with that. And I guess I did a good enough job. There wasn't much conversation. So I did hair and makeup for Serena in DC. And then I was referred to do a job for Venus in New York. And I was so excited. It was over 10 years ago. I still lived in DC. Keep those hearts coming. I'm spilling tea now. Can I at least get some hearts for that? So just like her sister, she was very late. But, you know, they're athletes, they're traveling, yada, yada. I'm only bringing this up for my next point. So she comes in and they decided they wanted me to do makeup and someone else did hair. No problem. She comes in. I would say we had 25 minutes because she was 2.5 hours late. Let's say this is her cell phone. I'm doing makeup. She's sitting at a desk like this the entire time. This is how she was. Right hand to God. Do y'all see me? I gotta make sure y'all see me because I can't see y'all. I had to work from the floor up in the dark and do her face. Do you know how much prayer that took? I was actually so new to makeup. I've been doing hair for over 17 years. Makeup I started a few years in, and now I don't do as much makeup, but I do think it's an incredible skill to know both. So that was my first time ever. I'm gonna try to show y'all, but I don't have on good pants. Doing makeup like this on the floor in the dark. Just the thought of it. When I think about it now, I'm just like, I don't even know how I made it. And when I see the guy, he also does hair and makeup, but he does majority makeup. I think they accidentally switched us, but you know, we were able to accommodate. He always reminds me of that. We just couldn't get her to lift her head up. And I only had 25 minutes. So that was for hair, makeup, and wardrobe. So when you think you get all of this time with these people, that is not always true. So Amberly, LaRonda, Pamela, Jaleesa, I'm so happy you guys are in here with me. I want you guys to ask me some questions because I always get questions in my inbox and I don't always have time to answer them. So now is a great time if you have any. Okay, hi, I just have one quick question. If you can't watch, what did I do? Hold on. During the live, I'm trying to hit see more and it won't let me. Okay, I can't see the rest of your question, but you can rewatch the broadcast whenever you like. So once you buy these are yours. I'll also be doing giveaways and stuff for the people that sign up. We'll be giving away tools. We're going to be giving away some good stuff. You come to my class, I make it worth it. So that was Brown Doll. Brown Doll, they will not let me expand your question. So Brown Doll, if you had anything in your question during the live time, the last thing I can see is if you can't watch the classes during the live time, will we be? I'm assuming the rest of your question is, will you be able to watch it later? You absolutely will be able to watch it later. You now own that material. I decided to go with an online webinar rather than just an in-person hands-on because a lot of times you take a class and sometimes you forget what you learned and you have to go back. So I will be doing a hands-on class at the Natural Hair Expo in Atlanta on November 12th. I will be there. LaRonda, I have taught many makeup classes, but right now I'm really focusing more on hair. I am so proud to say that I believe hair just comes a bit more naturally, and I'm a bit more creative in hair and better able to explain. Okay, thank you, Pamela. I wasn't sure. Okay, thank you, Brown. Brown Doll, I like that name. So if you do want to check out my classes, please head on over to themonalife.com. And you can check it out. I have over about 200 videos on YouTube if you want to see my teaching style. I recently partner with naturallycurly.com, and we do a whole curly series called On the Road with Monae, where I'm showing you how I style different curly hair celebrities for their upcoming events. Amber Lee, I actually will be in Dallas next week, but a client is bringing me out there, and I know that Texas is the size of a country, so I don't know if that's even close. Why are you asking me to come to Texas? You should be asking about when you come to New York. Remember, we talked about that network, and that's how you meet people. Also, you can take my class online from anywhere you are. Even in another country, you can watch it online. It's 4 hours. Okay, so it's not even that close. That's like the drive from DC to New York. So I know that's a bit of a stretch, but my client is bringing me in, and she's walking in some really big fashion show, and it must be huge because she's bringing in her own hair and makeup team, baby. So you know, must be super important. So also, I do a lot of lives. I do a lot of tutorials on Facebook. Well, mainly YouTube and Instagram, and you can follow both at Monae Artistry. I see y'all signing off. Y'all think the hard sell is coming, but it's not. I'm going to be on here for just a few more minutes now. So today, let me tell you about the last couple of days. I was so excited. I was able to work with Jada Pinkett and her mother, Miss Adrienne. They came to New York and they were promoting their new series, The Red Table Talk. So I got to hear a lot about the series, and I know that the new episode came out today where Will was talking about their marriage. It was A wonderful experience to work with such a superstar. But as a freelancer, our days are so up and down, and it's true the saying that when no one wants you, no one wants you. When someone wants you, everyone wants you. So I had also been booked to do a panel to discuss textured hair for L'Oreal yesterday with their brand Mazzani, and they invited a lot of their top artists out, and I was featured on a panel with a few other salon owners and other hair professionals, but I represented the freelance life. So my freelance diaries, I was able to be on a panel and talk to people about textured hair. So I had a 14-hour day with Miss Jada Pinkect-smith. Then I did about 4 hours at that panel. And, you know, it was a meet and greet, get to know people, watch their show, and see all the wonderful new work Mazzani is doing. I am not affiliated with Mazzani, but I was appreciative to be invited and give my perspective. So my day started yesterday at 3 or 4 a.m., and it ended around midnight. Oh, because after that, then I did an interview for the class. I interviewed Miss Tippy Shorter. And if you know anything about hair, you should know Miss Tippy Shorter. So she is supportive of this class as well. So that means I didn't get home until after 12. And then I was up about 5 a.m. to do more press with Miss Jada Pinkett-Smith and her mother, Adrienne, at the Red Table Talk this morning. You may have seen that live, and in that you could see how I did both of their short hairstyles. A lot of people come to me and they're surprised that I'm able to do straight hair, wavy hair, curly hair, kinky hair, short hair, long hair, hair extensions. I felt that when I went into the beauty industry, I wanted to make everybody look and feel beautiful. I didn't want to leave anybody out. So I'm always doing ongoing education. I'm teaching these courses. I want to make sure that hairstylists feel comfortable in their different environments. When I started 17 years ago, these particular freelance classes didn't exist. There's 1 or 2 business classes I can think of. There were the occasional hairstyling classes, but you don't really need a hairstyling class, just as though you don't really need just a makeup course. You need to learn how to be creative, how to work in a pinch, how to use your products differently. So I'll definitely go over my kit and how to make a style work for that individual, how to understand what's really being said. I touched on yesterday at the panel, I touched on a big difference or issues that clients have with their stylist is a language barrier. So whether you're behind the chair talking to a client, or whether you're on set talking to your regular model client, celebrity client, bridal client, there can be a language barrier when things are requested. So I'm going to go over so many different things in the class. There's 7 modules that are covered. I'm going to, explain to you what an art director is, what a booking manager is. These are the things you need to know if you want to promote yourself. Do I have any more questions before I sign off? You can register for class at themonalife.com. You know, I do feel like I have more stuff to talk about. But let me look and see. Let me look and see. Did y'all share this with your friends? Did y'all share this? One thing I was asked to go over was discuss your thoughts on the preparedness of today's stylists for editorial opportunities. I feel like a lot of stylists believe that they're prepared when they are not. A lot of stylists feel like they can just go to YouTube and learn everything. I am on YouTube. I know a lot of YouTube artists. You're never going to know anything just from YouTube, especially if someone who is a non-professional is teaching you. YouTube was founded in 2005, okay? So most of the people that have taken advantage of it are younger. They're not even old enough to have a career. You do have some professionals on there like myself and probably 5 or 6 other ones that come to mind, but they're the less popular ones because everybody want to hear from the influencer. Why though? Why though? Thank you, Jaleesa. I appreciate it. Excuse me. So I think that there's a lot of self-assuredness from stylists who have not had the experience. The experience of stylists in a generation older than me, say have been doing hair and makeup 10 years older than me, is different than my experience. It's different than the current experience. Hey, Demi, thank you so much for tuning in. So you can't think that you know everything just because you saw a YouTube video. It takes experience. It takes networking. It takes getting to know people. It takes getting your hands and hair. It takes playing with mannequins. It takes learning, working with different models. Sometimes you'll work with someone in your chair and you realize that the look of their hair is dependent on how they see their hair rather than how it really is seen. Meaning, if they say they want their hair pulled back, do they want it sleek or do they want volume in it? Where are they from? That may help determine it. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being very prepared, how prepared am I for editorial opportunities? I stay on at least 9. There is always somebody lined up to take my spot. I am very aware of that. So my kit is always packed. My tools are always clean. I constantly reset my kit. I'm constantly going to classes to learn to be up on things. I'm following popular hashtags to see what people are discussing. I am consulting with my peers. I am doing anything and everything Monae can think of to stay relevant. Anything that you got that's good, somebody else wants it. So if you complain about what you got, remember there was a time that you prayed for it, and there are a ton of people that would be happy to have it. If you are not prepared, opportunities will come when you're not prepared, and they'll make a fool out of you if you let them. So just like I said yesterday, I worked a 14-hour day and then sat on a panel and then did interviews to prepare for my upcoming class. If it were up to me, I would have spaced those things out more, but I have to take those opportunities when they are available. I have to make sure I stay in great health, because if you're sick, you can't work. If you're sick, you can't have a 20-hour day. Everything is a domino effect. Everything that you've done until now is helping you to build for the next thing. You being on this live is not a mistake. You have an interest in taking your career somewhere different, and that's a great thing. When I was in a salon, I did tons of photo shoots. I think I was in a salon for 6 years before I left. You know, I've never done this math. How long was I in the salon? I've been out of the salon a lot longer than I was in, now that I think about it. Hold on. I got licensed in 2001, and I left the salon in 2008. Oh, wow. I never even noticed. I was in a salon for 7 years, and I've been out for over 10. Yes, Pamela. She's saying she is never without an on-set, I think, bag, because I see ... So Pamela is an amazing stylist, so she could speak from a different perspective on what's needed. So most of the time in the industry, when you hear somebody say stylist, they're talking about a wardrobe stylist, someone who picks the clothing looks or helps the models to get dressed in the clothing looks. That they have their own varieties. I generally will say hairstylist to separate. Sometimes they're used interchangeably, but there is a difference. Yes. She's saying if she doesn't have a setback, she's ready to adapt and overcome. I'm going to spend a lot of time, and so you want to be an editorial hairstylist, talking about how to adapt. I live in New York. Everything that I take has to be on my back. I know some people in suburbia or LA, when they work, they're able to have their car. I am getting on that nasty New York City train 90% of the time, and I have to hold everything. Do you discuss the financial aspect of being a freelance editorial stylist? I absolutely am open to discussing that. Once you are in the class, you are also invited to my private Facebook group. Once you enroll in the class, you're also invited to my private Facebook group, where at any point you can ask me anything and the mentorship continues. So with rates, that is something that will be discussed, but I feel like discussing it as a whole leaves a big opening. It can be very vague. For example, an editorial, you can make anywhere from 0. Did you see that? 0. A lot of people doing magazines make zero. You can make anywhere from 0 to 1,500 in a day for an editorial. So if I was to give you that wouldn't be very helpful. So you could always message me and say, hey, I have this job. What do you think I should charge for it? Yes, Pamela is saying she only chooses to work with pros that are at a high level. So, yeah, and Pamela is good. Pamela styled me for my headshots that I have everywhere. So she knows me multiple different ways. We've worked together. She's an amazing stylist. So you want to be an editorial hairstylist, I put together this class because I really want to give to people what was not given to me. You know, we're in a place where we're talking about women empowerment and helping each other, but a lot of women aren't stepping up to do that. And I want to see that change. So I'm making a change, and I'm inviting everyone to come and learn from So you want to be an editorial hairstylist. You can also check out my texture series where you learn onset styling for straight hair, curly hair, coily hair, and wavy hair. Any more questions before I sign off? All of this information can be found at themonalife.com. Thank you so much for the likes. Please share this so people know. Once again, head on over to themonalife.com. Follow me on Instagram at Monae Artistry, and check out my free YouTube videos, almost 200 YouTube videos, username Monae Artistry as well. Thank you so much, Amberly. I hope I'll see you in class. Okay, guys, signing off. I'm going to pause for a second to make sure I'm not missing a question because there's a little delay. So you send those questions in. I'm gonna sip my tea. Okay, I think that's going to be it. Signing off.